Hi, and welcome to another episode of the all new Ttown 411 Report. I'm your host, Darren McKinstry. We're live here in McKinstry Banquet Hall, and we're checking to see if we're live. Mike, are we live now?
Um, yep, you
Okay.
sure are.
All right. All right. So we're here at McKinstry Banquet Hall, located at 5480 Jug Factory Road here in Tuscaloosa. And we're also broadcasting live on Sound Booth Radio with my good friend Mike Wilson. Mike, tell them how can they sound in on Sound Booth Radio and Sound Booth TV.
Sure thing, Daryl. Check us out on Sound Booth Radio. Just go to your iOS or your Google Play Store. Download the Live 365 app. Once you download that Live 365 app, type in the search bar Sound Booth Radio 106.1. That'll get you on with us on the radio side of Sound Booth Radio. Check us out on YouTube. Also, go to YouTube. Type in Sound Booth Radio 106.1. That'll get you on with us on the video side on YouTube. And of course, you can always go on Facebook Live and check us out, Sound Booth Radio and Sound Booth TV.
Mike, tonight we might not be on very long. I kind of got a dry throat. Um, I don't know if it's the sinuses change or the weather. I don't know what's going on, but tonight,
Might be a little bit of all of it, Daryl. This is that time of year that it's really cutting up out there pertaining to the sinuses, and you wouldn't think that it would be so bad considering how all the rain we've been having, but don't seem to be slowing anything down.
no, it's not. As always, Veronica is providing us with our COVID-19 update. As of 4:15 p.m. on the 12th, 5 of you inpatients with the DCA system are positive for COVID-19. No inpatients are positive for COVID-19 are being treated in the ICU, and no inpatients are positive for COVID-19 on ventilators. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That's a great report there. That no one
Yes,
is
sir.
on the ventilators and no one is in ICU. But we're gonna ask for some. Still, we're gonna continue to pray for our people. If y'all would just bow your head for a short prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your grace and mercy. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for all your healing power that you have put out through this country, throughout our hospitals. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for continue to bless all our nurses and doctors and receptions and cook and laundry department and housekeeping department, all the workers in the hospital, all the essential workers, Heavenly Father. Thank you for them. Continue to bless over them. We're praying for all the sick and shut in right now, Heavenly Father. We're asking for your healing hand for them. We're praying for all our families, Mike's family, Veronica, myself, and everyone. Continue to keep a watch over our families as they're traveling, Heavenly Father. We continue to ask that you continue to look over them. Right now, we ask that you go into the nursing home and look over our elderly. We also praying for all our presidents and mayors and governors and all our government officials, city councilmen, whoever they may be. Heavenly Father, continue to look over them and guide them in the right direction. We're praying for all our pastors and their families also. In your Son, Jesus Christ's name, we pray, amen.
Amen.
Mike, like I said, I'm kind of congested. My mind and thought process ain't clicking like it normally would. Veronica, thank you. Thank you. Anita Foster, thank you for chiming in tonight. My good friend Linda Millhouse Thomas and Daniel Van Horn, thank y'all. All of you all that's chiming in. Patricia Williams, all of you all that's chiming in with us right quick. We're going to go Betty Hopkins. Um, she said, yes, it's been like this a couple of weeks now because it's been a rough time for us the workers. Yes, ma'am. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna be back right back, y'all. I'm gonna see can I get some water or something to clear my throat and my sinuses right quick. And we're not gonna keep y'all too late tonight, so just stay tuned. We'll be right back if I can find it.
I'm Paula Foster Cadell, executive producer of Save the Date 2000 XX, along with co-producers Sound Booth Radio and Television 106.1. We are bringing you April the 6th, Save the Date 2000 XX, the virtual online live dating game show. This show will be having one person choosing from three other people that they can't see. Sure, you may have said, I've seen that back in the day, but not like this. We have live and local talent along with this show. And we also have Sheena Jordan of Beloved Body Fitness and Buck Dollar, president of Big Boy Entertainment, as hosts. These two together is going to bring you something spectacular. Along again with the live and local talent that we're bringing, this is going to be something new to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So come on over to Save the Date 2000 XX. April the 6th is going to be the debut of our first show. If you would like to be a contestant on the show, just email us at savethe2000xx@gmail.com or give us a call 205-887-5026.
Are you ready for this?
Hello? Hey, Rick. I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother? I went down to Thomas Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie, and I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday. Oh, all I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
For over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious catfish, pan trout, hot wings, coleslaw, push puppies, and don't forget about those made-to-order French fries. Whether it's your snack time, lunchtime, or dinner time, give the guys a call over at Catfish Heaven at 205-752-7222, or you can make your order online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com. So head on over to Catfish Heaven at 2502 21st Street. See you there.
Okay, yo, we're back. We're back. And like I said, we're not going to keep you too late tonight. If you'd like to join in the conversation, Veronica, if you want to go ahead and jump on the phone line with us, we're going to be talking about I know you wanted to talk last week about our very first Supreme Court Justice, female, um, Miss Jackson. If you'd like to call in about that, and let's talk about our new Supreme Court Justice. And anyone want to talk about anything else? Want to pray for the family, Mike. As always, every Monday or Tuesday, we're reporting about some significant incident that took place right here in Tuscaloosa in relations to gun violence. And man, it's just continued to happen day in and day out, each and every week right here. And I just want to send my condolences out to the family of the ones that lost their life, and the ones that will probably end up getting caught also. Yeah, you heard about that Saturday night. We had a triple shoot. Triple shoot. Hold on. Good evening, Veronica. How are you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How y'all doing? Mike and Daryl.
Good.
Daryl, what the devil going on here?
What?
What the,
I have no
what
idea.
the devil?
Mm-mm-mm.
Look, man. Let me tell you. Get you some Flonase. Get you, get you that, get you that neti pot, and do you a sinus rinse.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if it's gonna work like that for you, but some people say they do their sinus rinse once or twice and it works. For me, I have allergies like crazy. Like I just left my ENT last week, and I just got my ears done, my
Mm-hmm.
nose done.
Well, it just
It's
all of a
just
sudden
the
came.
I've had sinus surgery, so the sinus is something else. But I still go and routinely get, and it didn't start till I became an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's when it happened. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, there. That flow, it's something to that Flonase. Taking that Flonase every day, it kind of it helps drain all everything. I went to the doctor last week for my checkup, and of course they gave me a shot uh that helped kind of drain some of that sinus, and plus I take the Flonase every day. So fortunately, I haven't had any problem uh, with the nose and throat area, but I have seen a lot of people just being miserable, especially this year. Everything's been kind of, for lack of a better word, moist, and the pollen it'll wash away and come right back the next day because right after it rains, the sun come out and everything started blooming again. So I would check. I would definitely check that name. Let me tell you, Sarah, get you get you a sinus rinse. Like I said, some people don't like the fact that you have to shoot it up one side of the nostril and it goes in through it, comes out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing makes you feel so good when it's done. Now I don't know how many, because everybody different. I don't know how many times you have to do it, and you may not have to do it. You may be able to get that Flonase, and usually if it's bad, a doctor will say um 2 squirts on each side twice a day, no more than twice a day. But a lot of times it'll be once a day. It just depends on the doctor, the ENT. And if it's really, really bad,
Mm-hmm.
you can get the Afrin. And the Afrin is not doesn't require a prescription. But the thing about Afrin is a lot of ENTs don't like it because it can become addictive. So and it's
Well,
over the counter. So this is the prescription Flonase, and it may help you. And a lot of people just don't like to do medicine. And they kind of, strain, tough it out. But I'm just saying, if you want to take something, get you. Some people do the tablets, Claritin, Allegra, something like that. Zyrtec. They'll do that. They'll do the tablet. Some people do a combination, but it's getting you because I was like, that don't sound different.
it's just all of a sudden come. I don't know. It's just I guess it was when the sun went down. It let me know it's kicking in. I guess. So.
Yeah. Sometimes kids have allergy problems since childhood, but then sometimes we don't get it till we get grown. Sinuses, allergies, and then to have both, because some people know that it's both. They're separate. Sinuses is different from just allergies. Allergies can be one thing, but sinuses can bother you, just flare up whenever. Mm-hmm. And allergies can be spring, they can be year round. So, it just depends. But I think if you get some Flonase, that might that should help. And in worst case scenario, I always have you a bottle of the Afrin in case you're just really stopped up or really stuffy.
Okay. I'll take that in consideration. I know we got some Flonase at the house. My son used to have sinuses all the time. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna check into some of that. What they call the Benadryl too, something like that. I think that helps.
yeah. That Benadryl is gonna knock you kind of. Well, I don't know. It may knock you out. It may knock you out. It may not. It just depends on how much you take and then how your body tolerates it.
Mm,
But a lot of times the Benadryl might make you go to sleep, make you sleepy. I say make you sleepy.
great.
Yeah, I concur with that.
Well, hey, it's supposed to rain, so rain and a good night of sleep will probably help me get it on out.
Yes, Lord, because it sure washed it away the other night. The other day, the other rain, I was so glad to get it. They come right back. Hey, since we're talking about that, tomorrow night is the debut of Save the Date on Soundbooth TV and our YouTube channel. The first night we had to postpone it last week because of the weather. We thought it was gonna get bad, so we put it on tomorrow night. It's gonna be at Spades Bar and Grill. Of course, if you don't know what Spades is, it's the former Prime Choice and Good Times building. And they're gonna be drink specials going on tomorrow night, and they're gonna be having the full kitchen open all while we're shooting the show. So we'd love for y'all to come on out and save the date with us tomorrow night. DJ Tank Sinatra gonna be on the one or two. So we're gonna make it a big party. Y'all come on out and celebrate with us.
So
It's
Mike, so
stage.
so Mike, what you're telling me, y'all do have a couple of contestants, and it's gonna
We
take.
have tomorrow night show. We have three ladies and one guy. One guy gets to pick from three lovely ladies. And we're sending them to Urban's bar and kitchen. Is the place that we're sending the first date to.
Okay.
So we got a whole lot of stuff set up for this particular show, and we'd love for people to come on out and enjoy the atmosphere. Um, and space is a nice place for you to go out and have a good time. Like I said, there's gonna be drink specials. Margaritas tomorrow night and tequila sunrises are on the special while we're doing the show. So and we're gonna start the show at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, but I think the doors gonna open up at 6, so y'all can come in and start sipping early, if you will.
Well, Mike, I'm gonna try to make it my business to catch some of that show tomorrow and see how it goes. So,
Absolutely,
is it gonna be live also on Facebook and YouTube?
it will be, yes, sir. It's gonna be live and also recorded, so that you can go back and watch it at a later time. But we also want y'all to just go on out there to Spades, man. They got a lot of they got a great menu out there at Spades. They have also a great drink menu out there that's card themed. So they got the Ace of Spades, the Queen of Spades, the different drinks that they actually sound rather good. Just if you partake in the spirit. Uh, but it's also just going to be good, clean fun outside anyway. And perhaps maybe somebody might decide that they want to be on some of our future shows. So we'd love to see y'all out
Okay. Veronica, talk to us about our new Supreme Court justice.
there.
Yes, she had to go through the ringer to get a job that she was one of the most highly qualified to receive. I feel like they tried to make a big deal about which. It was so stupid. They tried to make a big deal about which black Supreme Court justice. It doesn't matter which black Supreme Court justice would have been. There would have been an issue with them. It doesn't matter which black one. Their thing was why that particular one really was why that particular black one, because he had made it clear that she would be black.
Right.
It would be a woman and she would be black. That was clear. And so you have someone like Lindsey Graham who's a senator for um, who represents the state of South Carolina, and there was a candidate that was up for it that was from South Carolina. He would have had a problem with her. And the stuff that they asked that lady had nothing to do with her job, with what her job would be. She's recused herself from things that because she sits on the board, I think at Harvard. But Clarence Thomas won't recuse himself, and his wife has been tangled up in all this illegal politics.
I just wanted to say that
he was seen with her. He was seen with Herschel Walker, who was a Senate candidate. So, excuse me, and the Supreme Court is not supposed to be. We know that they're political. We know that, but they're not supposed to be. That's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be known that way. It's not supposed to be just worn on their sleeve like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
But she did receive the nomination. We knew that she would get it, and thank goodness you had two Republicans and with two Republican women and one Republican man who still have some sense of respect about themselves. Agree with Romney or not, usually he tends to have some degree of respect. He usually tries to keep everything he does political, even when he doesn't do what you would expect or would like. It's usually coming from a political standpoint. It's not just personal. It's not racist. He has some decisions that I question as far as race, but he's not an outright. Basically, I'm gonna do this in your face and you know it, and I don't care if you do know that I'm racist. He usually tries to be fair, and in that situation, him and Collins and the other lady, I can't think of her name right now, they were fair.
I think that that's the problem that we run into now is that there's a whole lot of unfairness in everything that's going on government wise.
Right, Mike. Regardless of your political affiliation, you should be fair.
Absolutely. So it is to me one of the biggest. Um, I don't even know a word that's bad enough to that they just now passing a anti-lynching law. This should have been passed decades ago. Uh, and they just now and it was like pulling teeth to get it passed even now. This is some of the stuff that we should have been moved on from in this particular country. Oh my goodness, at least a century ago, I think. Mm-hmm. And it appears to me that we are going backwards with a whole lot of things. Uh, just all together. I would start with gun laws. We appear to be going backwards in time to the Wild Wild West. Um, and I know we got people that have mixed feelings about gun laws. I would say it once, I said it again. Before my eyes went out, I was a marksman. I qualified for Junior Olympics and was hoping to go a little further than that. I hold at one time uh, the highest score in a single position at Central High School ever, being on the marksmanship team. So to say that, oh, I just don't like guns, that's completely wrong. I think that there's a place for every type of weapon, and I really and truly don't think that there's a place for semi-automatic and fully automatic weapons in a civilian home. It's not to be used for protection because those are weapons that are made to kill people, not to hunt or protect your house. And um, I think that we should have stricter gun laws. Once again, this is something that splits the nation down the middle, and it's not just white against black. We have some black people who feel like I'm supposed to have every gun I want to have, which furthermore leads to other things. Also, once again, I said last week that one thing begets another thing, begets another thing, begets another thing. So, we talking about just right before you came on, Veronica. Daryl was talking about the shooting that happened Saturday. Once again, we got guns on the streets like nothing. We got kids, so many kids walking around with weapons right now, and it's because they feel like they have to have it. We've been talking for the last month or so about what we're going to do to help our youth here in Tuscaloosa, and I think a lot of people have had ideas, but from I'm understanding is we haven't gotten together to try to jot it down and actually get together and do something together. Everybody's kind of want to go to their own corners and do their own thing, and I don't know if that's going to work out. Yeah, and right now I don't know that it's money, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's something that needs to be like a more instant solution. It won't be instant, but it could be an instant initiation of a solution. I think that's the major thing, Veronica, is that we have a lot of people who the question that Daryl put up was, do you feel that you care about what's going on, or do you don't care? And majority of the folks that wrote on the answer to that was yes, I care. But I think a lot of people legitimately don't know what to do. I think that they want so much stuff to be done instantaneously, and it can't look our predominantly black areas, the areas that is full of black and brown people. It didn't get bad overnight, and it's not going to get fixed overnight. We're talking about stuff that's been going on for 60 years or better, and to assume that we can fix it with one rally, with um, a concert or anything like that is not smart to me. We have to constantly put the time, effort, and 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 do the work to get these areas up to par with the rest of the city. It's going to take the whole entire city, I think, to pitch in to do it. If we can only get them to do it, we got to help ourselves, but we still need help from other parts of the city as well. In my opinion.
Mike, what happens is what this really does, it still puts innocent people or people that's trying in a situation that's unnecessary. Basically, what happens is, okay, the police start cracking down on particular areas in the African American community. Uh, Tickets going to be written, warrants that's going to be served, writs going to be issued, uh, and all those things cost what? Money.
Yes, that's right.
And when you start taking money out of the household, I mean, I understand the prevention. I mean, it's kind of like you dog if you do. I'm gonna just say you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. The average citizen that the good citizen, you ain't really got nothing to worry about. Your tag on your car, your signal light work. Even if there's a minor issue of a vehicle violation, you get pulled over. You ain't concerned about police pulling you over because you legit. You got insurance. But what about Leroy? Well, Leroy trying to work. He know the tail light on the right side is broke out, but he don't get paid to Friday, and his license suspended, and he ain't got the insurance. So now Leroy, he's the father, and he got a wife at home, and he trying to provide for his family. But the police pull him over, no insurance, tag like out. More than likely, he already got a writ out for him. Now he loses his job. He goes to jail, got a $1,600 bond, cash at that. Well, we ain't got cash because he just paid for graduation for June to walk across Central State. All kinds of scenarios happen when people cause this kind of crisis in our community. Uh, but at the same time, you say something got to be done. What are the police doing? I heard somebody say maybe the police need to just stay in the area. Is it fair though to everybody that happens? I mean, we really got some things we got to think about. How do we want our community handled? And then when they start arresting people and the mothers, the kids see the mothers being arrested, man, it's all downhill. What do we do?
But there, I think someone on the post said it, or I'm not sure if it was on the post or somewhere else, but I think it was on your post. Said that whether the policemen do, or think of the policemen who do the right thing or do it the right way. And then those who don't, they're getting tired of it. Those who don't, it's already an issue with those who don't do it the right way. But you have those who try to do it the right way. People say that they don't speak out. Well, we all know whether people admit it or not, whether they want to admit it or not. There's this code, or even if you don't say code, there's a reluctancy to do, to tell what your people are doing wrong. So when you're in that type of situation, because there has to be investigations. During that investigation, time is passing where you're seeing your coworkers day to day, and you're having these interactions that may not be going well. But my thing is still, if you're a good cop, you're going to tell on a bad cop. But just thinking in terms of officers, they're tired.
bad and good, and that's a bad thing. People are tired. The people are tired.
Mm-hmm.
So the officers are tired and the people are tired, but there's still definitely no solution. So the officers are tired, the people are tired, and the good officers, they're tired because it's almost like walking there's a thin line between love and hate. They're walking that line. To do the right thing. The line is to do the right thing, but it's so easy to fall over on the side of where how can they when they got peers doing the wrong thing and then they're dealing with the community who's doing the wrong thing. So then you got the people in the community. And you got the people in the community who are just trying to go to work, do their day-to-day things, and then you got people out here who don't want to work or who don't want nothing bothering them. And it's just like this is local. But I don't know if y'all heard or not, but look at what happened what's in Brooklyn today. These people just on a day-to-day routine in Brooklyn, subway shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So, then you got people on the local level, like small towns, where things are happening, and it's just like, okay, didn't something just happen? And people are talking about stuff, and people getting confused at which situation they're talking about in the local town. People getting confused about which situation you're actually talking about.
No, it's somebody else got shot. What? Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it had not been for the fact that it was on the subway, folks probably would have known that was Brooklyn. Sad to say. Um, and once again, we just had 3 people shot Saturday here in Tuscaloosa. I think it was 3 people that were shot in Birmingham today.
But then it was like one before Saturday, didn't two get shot or something, or somebody else get shot maybe a couple of days before the most recent one? Because that's what people were having conversation. It was like somebody else got shot or something.
It's starting to run together. The amount of shootings that we have just here in Tuscaloosa, just here in the state of Alabama, between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, all that stuff starting to run together. It's almost, once again, I said this last week too, it's starting to desensitize people to it. It's like, oh, another shooting. You never wanted to get to that point, man. It used to be something that was so appalling to hear that someone got shot, let alone if it's babies. We talking about people that ain't 21, 22 years old yet, and what I'm saying, they leaving the world. And now it's almost commonplace. Like, oh, another person. He was how old? Oh, that's a darn shame. And the question that Daryl asked was kind of right on, because a lot of people do feel like, as long as me and mine is all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think no one actually want to feel that way, but they have gotten to the point now where I just got to look. I got to be more concerned about what I got going on over here than as a whole. I think most people legitimately want things to get better on in the neighborhoods. They really truly do, because it ain't gonna do nothing but benefit everybody when it does happen. But it's how we gonna get there. It's like you have to be aware. You have to be aware of your surroundings and be almost when you instantly ready to duck, dodge, and dip. Yes. And that's sad.
Let me read some statements. Boris Hersey, hope all is well. I would love to hear more about using one of the old school for nonprofits. I am I'm still think we should use the Trade Technology Center for teach dropouts a skill which relates back to this gun and crime. I'm afraid to say this. I think Veronica, I don't you was probably at work. The job fair that took place the other day that the NAACP hosted,
Mm-hmm.
it should have been standing room only. I came
Mm-hmm.
I came in at around 12:15, so you could walk to any station you wanted. people from the mines and other locations, hospital, Druid City, Bryce, Taylor Hardin, um, police department, sheriff department, dispatchers, whatever profession you was just about interested in as a young person, there were people there trying to recruit you.
And you know what, Darryl? The first thing that people, when people call or talk about it, y'all ain't got nothing for the young folks to do. Y'all ain't making nothing for the young folks. Well, work is something for everybody to do.
Hmm.
And most of them don't work. But where were they at the job fair?
And
They
so,
don't. They don't work. I ain't saying all of them, before somebody get their stuff in a bunch.
right.
But you have to be realistic about what you see and what's going on. And people don't like you to be realistic if it may seem like you're talking about somebody that they know or related to them or whatever. Their job fair should have had more people who were looking for work. People love to say, our young folks ain't got nothing to do. Our young folks can't do this, can't do that. Well, what's working age? And you can work with a permit at 15, and you can work, even though your hours have to be restricted, and you can work, period, I think that's what, 16. So work, quit worrying about the fun all the time when a lot of them could just be working so that they could pay for their fun. To be honest and with you, the jobs that was there may not be the jobs that were there may not be for teenagers, or yeah, but they are for a lot of young people who can get great starts at careers.
Hmm.
18, 19, 20, 21 year olds.
I started
They can
working.
get great starts at careers. I agree
Started.
with you, and I think that one of the major problems that we have with a lot of teenagers that are in that age group, 18, 19. First of all, they hadn't started working around, it's sad to say, 16 to 17 years of age. The work ethic is almost non-existent. Secondly, we get a lot of people that go and talk about working at some of these factory jobs. And they talk about, oh man, shooter, I don't want my child working at no factory job. It's a dead end and so forth. But they living pretty good working at them factory jobs. And then, Mike, to say it's a dead end, like you have to get started somewhere, especially, I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, a lot of jobs don't require the 4 year degree, but you can get a technical degree, you can get a certificate. But I would never knock education because it's something I fought for and got, and my kids did too. So, a lot of times people want it down there, but you'll never get me down in the 4 year degree because it was once uplifted. But you got the same people who down there talking about you don't have to do it. But then when you tell them, well, get their child into something technical, that's dead end. I don't want them to do that.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, and even if they didn't have the 2 year technical degree, if they went and started working, like I actually heard, because I was listening to a couple of my little cousins, and they was talking about um, working at Mercedes. And man, it's gonna work you to death out there. And I was like, do you know what kind of check you getting out there? Um, what kind of benefits you're gonna be getting working at this place? What kind of bonuses they throwing at you? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like I'm just gonna be completely honest. When I came out of high school and I started working at DCH. I started working at DCH and I was making $4.66 an hour. Of course, back then the minimum wage was $4.25, so they thought they was giving me a leg up. You know what I'm saying? These kids today are making, or these young people today, I want to refer to them as kids. These young people today are making 3 and 4 times what I started off making.
Hmm.
They coming through the door they can have a leg up on a lot of things, but they're not used to working. They're not used to working hard for that check. It's almost like they expect for you to give it to them because they've been given a whole lot of things their whole entire life. Not saying all kids are like that, because there's a lot of kids out there that's out there trying to get it, but there are a lot of kids that they're used to sleeping till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, finally get up, and then I'm playing video games until 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon and or in the evening, and then I'm going to get out and ride around town.
So, Mike, let me add this right quick. I'm for every suggestion that people have. If it's saying open up the the technology schools and see will people come and try to get educated, I'm for it. If they're saying let's have a rally and try to mentor and calm the situation down, I'm for it. If it's saying let's put more police in our community to hopefully distract, but not in fact cause uh, police situations to get out of hand, then I'm for it. Am I for saying uh, we need more dedicated people, individuals, law enforcement to the situation? I'm for it. I'm for all the suggestions that can make a difference. Except I'm not for billboards, drop the guns, put it up. I'm not for TV commercials, radio ads, newspaper ads. I'm talking about human beings, boots on the ground, as they say. People that can talk and talk back and increase awareness.
I absolutely agree with you, Daryl. I think that that's more of what we need. Uh, I do think that there's a way to do everything, and part of that, uh, especially with the rallies, I think that if you put on a rally and it's not a success, that it kind of hinders anything in the future. So you have to put it on the right way. You have to get the people something that they want that's going to bring them out. We've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. Like you got to have something to make folks want to come out to the rally.
I'm just reading some more
True. You can't just have it. You just can't be saying you having it around for young folks. It's got to be something. It's got to be something to draw
Betty Hopkins
them
said when
in.
she started at DCA, it was $4.99 an hour, Mike. So she got 33 cents more than you did. Yeah. Bars, come on, join the conversation. Call us 205-310-6067. Like I said, there's no wrong way at this point. We by no means can give you the right answer to the situation that is going on. But if offering and people taking advantage of, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm for it. The job fair was an excellent idea because we do know there are people that's not working. Now, let's take in consideration. We keep saying teens. This last young man that got killed was 29 years old, guys.
Young adults.
So,
It just started at a teenager is what I think it is, Daryl.
well,
Uh, we
we
got
know.
Miss Mana on the line.
And then the
Okay.
other young man that with the baby was killed. How old was he? 22. So yeah, they're young adults.
Okay, we
I
got
guess if you say
Mike
young
got
adults under 30,
Mike
30 and
got
under.
somebody, and I got somebody calling in too. So, Mike, Miss Minor, you want
Miss
on there?
Mana,
Yes.
go,
Okay.
go ahead.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
I'm doing great. Listen, well, I'm with you. Anything that we can do will be a help. But I want to say this, everybody. We have a rally set already in the making for May 21st at Freeman Park and West Lawn Field on the 21st of May. Mark your calendars, people, because we're gonna walk the talk that we're talking. I want each and every one of you who are calling into Daryl and Mike and Veronica's show to show up on the 21st of May. Everything is already set. We got a line of everybody being there, that sort of thing. Donations coming in, so we're set for it. But there's one thing I would like to tell everybody, and that is, I want everybody that hear my voice, here on this show, and listening to go. We everybody want to put on a shirt. Need to put on a T-shirt that says "Stop the Violence." I have already set up with the T-shirt bar on Greensboro Avenue. So on the lower end of Greensboro Avenue near Skyland, at the T-shirt bar, if you take a new T-shirt in there, you can have "Stop the Violence" printed on the back of that shirt for $5. It's already set up. Any color shirt you want, just go in there, tell them that you want "Stop the Violence" on your shirt. The deal has already been made for $5. So I would like everybody to come out because I want thousands of people to come out. And even the whole point about this is we got to get the community involved to help themselves. Whether these people we're trying to reach come out, the community has to clean up the community. They have to stop. We're not trying to take anybody hustle away from them. They just need to put down the guns and quit killing innocent people. So May 21st from 12 to 6 at Freeman Park and West Lawn Field, we will be there. We will be there by the drove from 12 to 6. So anything we do, it help. If we save a few, it's worth it.
I'm right there with you, Miss Mina.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you. And I hope everybody listening is too, because we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things. We have a lot of great speakers, and it is just going to roll. This is going to be one of the biggest rallies Tuscaloosa Stop the Violence rally that Tuscaloosa ever had. Everybody is on board. We pull in. We have. We just have a lot of people already on board. So save the date, May 21st.
when you get a flyer ready, send it to me, and we'll post it and talk about it. Of course, each and every week from now on, and we'll get something from T-shirt bar, and we're gonna get in some advertisement too. So that will help with people going by there and getting the T-shirts done. Hopefully.
Yes, for five, only five. You can't beat that. Just take your shirt, new shirt, no used shirt. You have to have a new one. I don't care if you get it at Family Dollar, General Dollar, wherever you get it. Just take it, and they're gonna stamp it just for $5, and you cannot beat that. And the more the merrier. So we'll go into it later. The flyers won't be ready, and maybe a week or two from now,
Okay.
and then all the and closer to it, all the advertising, you'll see it all over the place. But in the meantime, I have I have lots of people already on board for May 21st.
May 21st it is. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank you.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Got
Hey,
a,
Thank you.
we got Mr. Boris Hurst on the line also.
I got Miss Jemison in line. She was holding first. If you want to hold for a second, go ahead, Blonzel.
Let that Bobby go ahead. Let Bobby go ahead and I'll go after him. It's fine.
Okay. Well, both of you can talk at the same time. Now it's up to y'all. Go ahead, brother Boris.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good,
Great. How
good.
about you?
Mm.
Hey, I was just listening in and I thought about a couple of things and you know, I always try to come up with some type of solution. You know, it may not work, but it's a solution still. I heard Daryl talk about, you know, just I agree with a lot of things that possibly could work. I'm for doing anything that's going to support and help the city as a whole, and stop some of this violence that's going on. Let me just clarify what I put in the comment section. Um, I heard about what Tuscaloosa City School is trying to do is giving up one of the old schools as far as trying to put some nonprofits in there. I would love to hear more about what are they trying to do and how and what is the benefit of giving up the school. What nonprofits will go inside of that school. So I kind of want to see where we're going with that, and even since the campaign trail, I've always said the young folks are the folks that shoot folks. We do have some older people, but still, the majority of it is young folks, and they don't have anything to do. And there's criticism on both sides. I understand that, but a lot of these young folks, they come to the barbershop, they don't have nothing to do. They're dropouts, it goes back to education because, as you know, I'm an educator. It goes back to when these kids get 16, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, the school system's gonna put them out. Mm-hmm. They're gonna become dropouts, and we have a lot of dropouts in this city with nothing to do. They're not going to no job fair. They don't have a skill. They don't have a high school diploma. They don't have a GED. Nobody's gonna hire them at a job fair. Let's be realistic here. I'm not. Again, I'm for anything that's going to support everybody as a citizen of this city. But we got to really just dig deep and figure out what these problems are. The problem is, again, it's nothing. There's a solution. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Is nothing for the city to come up with some type of evening program. And I hear we used to do it. And give these kids a trade. If you give a dropout a trade or a skill, they're more likely to pick up and go out and find a job and stop this violence and stealing and robbing people. Because if they don't have nothing to do, that's what they're doing. They're stealing, they're robbing, they're hurting people, and they are the gun holders, yo. So, that's just my comment.
Let me just make you aware, Mr. Hurst. There is a program at the old TCC building over by Southgate, across from the Department Welfare Office, whatever you want to call it. There is a program
Mm-hmm.
that they're offering free classes for several different trades. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I posted it or I seen it posted on somebody else's page. But there are programs. Matter of fact, the programs were, I think I did post it. The programs are free because I was eligible. They were just wanting people to come to take the class. If I wanted to take a hatchback class for a certification, it was available for me at 5, I think it was Mondays and Wednesdays from 5 to 8 p.m. Free of charge. Now,
I miss that, Daryl.
I'm going to have.
I miss that. But we need to do a better job.
One of our biggest problems. I think one of our biggest problems is the information is not getting in the hands of people who really truly need that type of information. Once again, we do this podcast really and truly on Facebook, and the youth don't really look at Facebook like that anymore. They look at TikTok, they look at Snapchat, they look at. There's a couple of them that I can't even tell you the name of. We have to go to where they are to reach them and let them know about some of these opportunities that are out there, and also put it in the mind of some of their parents to let them know, hey, these opportunities out there for your kids, so they can do something productive. I don't think that it's reaching everybody.
Well,
Pertaining to what I heard about the building on the west side, I think it is one of the old buildings on the west side. It's supposed to be like a Boys and Girls Club is one organization that's going over there, and that's just kind of some of the stuff I heard amongst a few other organizations that they're going to put in, and
it's not the city that's doing, but the city board. That's initiating this. Which surprised me quite. Just really truly surprised me because the city board can do it. You tell me why the city can't do it. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to get into it because perhaps maybe I'm biased.
That's a whole different thing. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna personally go by the TCT school tomorrow and find out more information about when those classes are and when they start and when they begin, before we can share that. Because I personally have seen it offered for the community, and the classes were FREE for certification. Um, there's other programs that's here in Tuscaloosa, and Mike, you're absolutely right. There's not enough advertisement of who doing what and when and where. Cause back here when we went to the McDonald, not the McDonald, when we went to Shelton for a conference months ago, the Unity thing, there were organizations that exist through Shelton that we didn't know, and they didn't know about a program that I knew that exists called the Dannon Project that's here in Tuscaloosa. Most people know about Dannon Project through Birmingham and Montgomery, but there's a local Dannon Project program here, helping kids helping youth in trouble, in prisoners that are released to get GEDs, high school diplomas, certifications, help them find with jobs, housing. There's programs, but and I think they all are not networking enough to let everybody know what's going on, when and where and how. That is a true statement.
I think that's exactly. I just recently met with someone that teaches at TCT right now that does the same thing that I've been talking about for the last I don't know how long pertaining to kids and broadcasting. And there's a class over there, and he only really truly works with the three schools, and he says some county schools. Um, and I asked him yesterday, did he think that if more people knew about it, would he have a bigger? He's the only teacher now. Would he have a bigger classroom? And he think he would. And they have nothing for music production because the state of Alabama doesn't have a music production curriculum that will which allow them to teach it. So for us to get that going, I, someone will have to write a curriculum and then present it to the state board of education to get it going. These are things that I know that a lot of young people are into right now. It also can provide them with future jobs as streaming and production is the way of the future. So how do they know that we have programs like this at PCT unless they're just looking for it? Like did anyone on the line know that they had anything like that at PCT? Mm-mm. So if we don't know about it, and a lot of the kids that go to schools don't know about it, there has been something was dropped somewhere. Something was dropped.
Yeah, and it's like you try to get info out and share like sometimes I don't know. I think it's just you try to get information out and share it, and then there's this thing that they're doing at Lawson State that I just shared, and I do notice that a lot of times I see that stuff that's going on up there more than I do the things going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for it. I shared, I think, yesterday or the day before yesterday. But it's it's for those who I'm thinking may not have degrees or may need degrees. Sometimes you have those co-ed programs where you can obtain your degree and at the same time get some type of technical training. What is it called? Machine tool skills training program. Scholarships are available at Lawson State. So, I don't know. I'm trying to look and see if they have to have a degree. It just says contact us.
Well, Veronica, and I don't mean to cut you off, but they used to offer that stuff when you go to the employment office. If you were looking for something like that, and they would actually say, okay, if you willing to go to Lawson State or Bevel State, or it was I think 3 other schools around this area, if you're willing to go to them, then they would help you get a technical degree and help place you in a job. I don't know if
Well, I don't know. This may be something like that. But it's like this. I still see it more there. Like this is Lawson State Community College. It's the Bessemer campus, and so it doesn't say what the qualifications are. And you probably don't have to have a diploma, but it is like I said. It's on the 4-week program, and it's introduction to machine shop, basic blueprint reading, basic, metrology. Sometimes things like that, you like I said, you don't have your own degree, but sometimes if you just get the right trade, you can start your own business. And it gives the contact information. But it's like my thing is I think the Shelton and other they offer programs like this, but it's hard to see it. Like I saw something they offered not too long ago that was a 4-week program, but I didn't see many people sharing it around.
Right. We definitely have a communication gap, and there I did not know anything about that program, but I'm really centered on what I think is the most important part right now of the city is dealing with these dropouts, these dropouts, and these kids who do not have a GED or the high school diploma. It's very hard. A lot of them are very embarrassed by not having a GED. We talking about young folks, and we talking about some older folks too. Believe it or not, there's a lot of older people walking around with no high school diploma or GED, not looking for a job because they're embarrassed about it.
Can I also add to that what they have is what they call a certificate of completion. That they went through 12 years of school, but they do not have a diploma. They don't have a graduation certificate. It's just saying that when you went through 12 years, you completed 12 years of school. So, and then that's almost the equivalency of not having nothing.
Right, and nobody's gonna hire you when you are like that. No, and sometimes those folks are embarrassed about. They've been rejected so long.
Can y'all hear that? It's something. Somebody needs to mute.
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't know. I don't have anything on.
No, that's
no, it's not a TV. It's just noise.
Okay, it's probably me going out the door. I'm sorry, I got me home.
okay. Blunzel, go ahead, Blunzel. For I found the flyer and I'm gonna read it right quick before you start. Ready to start a new career in electrical, HVAC, plumbing, or security alarms? Jumpstart is a pre-apprenticeship program registered with the state of Alabama that will put you on the path to a great job. No cost, free, ages 18 and older, and U.S. citizens. 14 classes on Tuesday or Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Limited seats available. Enroll now. Participants receive a overview of the skills needed in construction trades, construction math, hands-on power and hand tools operation safety, taking measurements and reading blueprints, job site safety and federal safety OSHA 10 certification obtainable, employability and job interview skills, first aid CPR certification obtainable, scissor lift certification obtainable. Classes begin March 8, 2022 at 5 p.m. Contractor job interviews upon course completion. Apply online at www.skilltradesofwestalabama.com. In-person interview and drug screen required for acceptance. For questions, email trades@westalabamatrades.com. Classes held at 1300 James L. Harrison Parkway, which is the old CTC program. So I did find it, and guess where I
Question.
found? Guess where I found it at?
Question.
Uh huh.
Do you have to have a high school degree or GED already?
It don't say that at all. It just say classes, um, free classes, no cost, free. Ages
Very
18,
important.
18 and older.
I really think that you're going to definitely have to have at least a GED because most places are not going to hire you without
Let,
one
let,
or the other, a
let, let me
diploma or
let,
a GED.
let me just say this, and y'all might not think it's true. Right now, the labor sources aren't really doing background checks on anything. They want bodies doing the job. They're not really caring if they got a GED, a 12th
Mm-hmm.
grade high school education. Now, your more skilled job for a hazmat laborer, you might can get in without having a high school diploma or GED.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a certified hazmat person, you probably won't. You ain't gonna get no job doing that. But anybody that's doing labor work, they want bodies,
And
and
I
they
understand the embarrassment, but I mean, if they're embarrassed to say they don't have that, then how will we know? They're going to be embarrassed to tell most people that they don't have it. If they're embarrassed to even say that they don't have it when it comes to getting a job or when it comes to assistance, most of them are embarrassed to say it. But my thing is, but the first thing they say is there's nothing for us to do. We can't get any jobs. Well, you can't get a job if the job that you want, you can't get it because you don't have a diploma or GED, and you're ashamed to say that. Then how are you ever going to get anything? And how do we reach those people who are ashamed? It's like we can only do so much. I do believe in us. We are our brother's keepers, but when it comes to some stuff, we can't just keep digging and digging and digging. When you put the stuff out there, you have to grab.
I, I agree wholeheartedly with you. I agree with Daryl. They're looking for bodies now. But imagine just saying, hey, we're calling all people to come out with no dropouts, GED. If you don't have a GED for these particular jobs, we need, imagine the support you would get by not saying it. Or I mean, by saying it instead of not saying it. And then I think, just a solution. I think you're going to have to get some city involvement, some folks who city officials to help with this if we're going to deter some of this gun violence, these other things. Because there, I think you can speak on this more so than anybody because you know. Imagine going to the jails. We not only deal with mental health issues inside the jails, and who's doing those folks who are doing the robbing, stealing, and gun violence. But you also got how many of those folks are dropouts? I guarantee you, majority of them are dropouts and folks with no GED, no skill of trade, nothing. So we can talk about this all day till we blue in the face. But again,
Well,
I
having worked in the jail,
but
I haven't worked in the jail. I will say that a lot of those people in the jail are underestimated. A lot of them do have those GEDs and diplomas. A lot of them don't, but probably more so do than people would think. Do have those things.
and that's
The most complaints when working in the county jail that I heard was that they wanted fast money.
hmm.
Most people, and I'm just going to be honest with that, instead of because it's like we're to the point where we can't just keep saying, oh, but they don't do this, they don't get. Most of them will admit, diploma up or not, they wanted fast money, or they had gotten used to fast money. That's just like when Carmelo comes on. He tells us all the time he had both of his parents. Their young man is doing great, but he still had his moment where he was not doing what he was supposed to do. So a lot of them in the jail, they have diplomas, they have GEDs, or even if those who didn't have it, they had at some point worked a well-paying job, but they didn't want to wait the every 2 weeks or the every week or some cases once a month for the pay, or they didn't mind that, but they wanted other things. Some people think, I don't know why, but a lot of our people are born to this world thinking they're all going to be instant money makers and instant celebrities, whether it be local celebrities, regional celebrities, or whatever. But they think that the jobs are supposed to pay them like celebrities get paid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They want a whole lot more money than what the job is due. They want more money than a college degree person. College people with college degrees don't make the money that a college degree should command. And you got people out here with GEDs and diplomas or without wanting to make, I ain't paying that. What do you have to offer? Because you got people that have degrees in education, may not have the experience, but they have degrees in education to offer, and they're not getting paid what they should be paying, but they're not doing the things that you're doing either.
Can I?
Yeah. So I understand what Mr. Boris is saying. I do understand it. But there are some times where people are doing good without those degrees and diplomas, or even if they're not doing good, they're not getting into trouble.
Miss Jimison's still on the
Well, yeah,
line. Go ahead, Miss
I'm gonna
Jimison.
get
Yes,
off.
I'm still on. Yeah, I do want to say something. I do want to object a little bit here because I think we looking over the fact that we got some troublemakers out on the street. And first of all, we're going to clean up the streets. We're going to have to get these people out the street. We're going to have to put some curfews in place. If they out after a certain time of night, they go straight to jail for 3 days. If you caught out again, you go for 30 days. Now that's going to eliminate a whole bunch of people that's out on these streets with these guns. You can say what you want to. You can offer them jobs. They had a job fair down at McDonough sent a week ago. I went down there. Do you think you see anybody down there looking for a job, even act like they thought they wanted the job? And it so
That's what that what Darryl said, Miss Martell.
These was exactly, but none of the gun folks was down there. So what we got to do, we got to clean up the streets. We're going to, the city gonna have to clean up these streets. I told Walmart off today. I said you need to put a curfew on the time they need to be in the house. If you ain't got no job, you ain't going to your job, it ain't nothing urgent that you need to be in the street. You need to have your butt at home in the house. Sit out here carrying guns. We got to get down to the heart of this. Or we ain't gonna save nobody. Ain't nobody gonna be here. You can forget talking about offering jobs because none of them want to work no more. They done gave them too many food.
But then Miss Blazell, then we talk about that they have a curfew, but they don't enforce it. Don't we still y'all don't we still have it?
Curfew. You tell me why they not enforcing it when you got four shootings within 1 mile of each, ain't even a mile away from each other. 19th Street, 27th Street, right down there, McKenzie Court, and back to 21st, right all around me. That's too close for 4 in 3 weeks. And you ain't even trying to be strict about this now. Had it been somebody talking to somebody or trying to get somebody to talk to them, they want to lock them up for 30 days for sexual harassment, phone communication, all that mess. But these folks walk around with guns and kill somebody and they'll set a bomb where they can get out of jail or let them out. The system is messed up, and we just might as well understand that and start raising our children ourselves. We let them get away with too much. We know they have guns. We scare them. We don't want to tell nobody. A joker come up in my house with a gun, I'm going to call the police. And especially if he ain't got that gun registered and doing the right thing with that gun. Some of us do need guns for protection, but you need to be registered. You don't go buy no gun from anywhere and tote it around and you ain't even got no registration on it. You asking for trouble.
You're right,
And
Miss
they putting it
Bonzel.
right there available for us as black folk, for us to eliminate our own race out and not to have none of us around here doing nothing.
But like she said,
it
should be a curfew. But did we not have a curfew that's still supposed to be in
I
effect?
know we had a curfew when the pandemic was out. I don't even know.
But we had one that was supposed to be before then. We had one before then. Mm-hmm.
Well, even walked that up today when I said somebody curfew, he didn't say nothing about no curfew.
Probably because they not
enforce it. That's why.
Probably because they're not enforcing it.
He said that he'll send more policemen over in this area. That's the only thing he could tell me today.
But Ms. Bonzel, they had that curfew before the pandemic and they weren't enforcing it.
But why not? If it's in the white area, they'll enforce it because we self-eliminating our own self. And they really don't be honest. They don't care nothing about us, Darryl. They don't care if we kill each other. They don't care if we shoot each other brains out every night. They don't care about that. Look at Birmingham. If some stuff could be stopped, and I'm gonna tell you one thing else. I'm gonna get out. The gun violence month is June. The color is orange. I know nobody ain't never looked into that or looked at, but I searched that out about 4 years ago when I was over at Forest Lake, and we looked it up, and I was trying to do something then for gun violence, and not nobody wanted to help me. They bought the shirts. I just gave the shirts out. Nobody wanted to participate. Nobody ain't want to work. They got certain people they want to work with. Certain people they want to work. They don't want to work. Some people are good enough, and some people ain't. So you get with the good people that don't know nothing and they really been through nothing. They can't really say nothing. They might have education, but they ain't really don't know nothing about no raising no children doing nothing with nobody. So you just got to work with who God give it to, and try to work with that person or with whoever it is. But we ain't at the core of nothing. As long as we talking about jobs and all the opportunities, they got all the opportunities they want. They don't. These jokers do not want to work. So just, you ain't no need to try to offer them no job. But I tell you, if you put them in that house and tell them they're allowed to go out at certain times and go in, I bet you after a while they get up and want to go to work. They'll want a job. They'll find a job then.
But they're gonna want to get out the house because a lot of them get four, five jobs and leave them. That we haven't mentioned the people who get 4 or 5 jobs and get more jobs than we can ever get.
Look at this. Look what happened to a dog when you confine him to a fence. You can find him to that fence for a long time, but if you let that joker get out that fence, he just buck wild on it. He just buck wild. And we're gonna have to restrain our young men until they want to get buck wild and go get a job and not get no guns. Because that ain't even the solution. The guns ain't the problem. The people that carry the guns is the problem. And half of them, just like y'all said, ain't got no education, ain't got no nothing going for themselves, and call themselves and walk around here with a gun and shoot a gun, and probably don't even know what to do. Because I'm telling you, I was in the army, and I stopped that rifle. That thing got so out of control with me, I could not even handle it. I had to get out of the service because I could not handle that gun. And these folks ain't been to high school, ain't got no sense. They don't know how to handle these guns. They just shoot them, and whoever hit it hit. So they need to be off the street. They need to be off these streets. Ain't no need to give them no second, third chance. Put them jokers up till they learn some things. They can put that curfew. We need to go up there and demand them to put that curfew back in law. And I mean to put it back in that. I mean to enforce it. And if you don't enforce it, we're gonna do some other stuff. We're gonna start boycotting some of this stuff around here, y'all got. Cause you put these foreigners over here just to sell us the drugs, give us the gun, to eliminate our own self. And then we spending our money with them. Y'all ain't no need of us playing now. We know what the deal is. We ain't slow and crazy they think we are. We know what's going on, but we got to get in here. We got to pull together and get some worked out. We need to make them do that curfew. We need to go to Walt Maddox's office and boycott it until he decides that he gonna enforce that. Ain't nobody got no business walking the street at 2 o'clock at night. Ain't nothing open. Where you going? Where are you going? You ought to be in the house getting ready to go to bed and scared to go out there. But they ain't scared because they told guns. Because I'm scared. I ain't got no guns. My daughter died with a gun up in this house. And now she had it registered. She wasn't using it the wrong way. When she died, I know I didn't supposed to have no gun. You know what I did with that gun? I gave it back to the person who bought it for her and gave it to her. I got a 13-year-old. I don't need no gun up in this house. See, we can stop a lot of stuff if we want to. We know what's in these closets. We know what's in these rooms and these drawers in our house. At least we ought to know. We can stop a lot of it. We ain't trying to stop it. But after a while, we ain't gonna have no black race, so we'll stop then. Everybody gonna be running around here but us. The Mexicans, the Chinese, everybody gonna be in Tuscaloosa, but there ain't gonna be no black. Because all the black men getting killed, we ain't gonna have no more children. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna stop it now and go up there, demand some stuff, pull together and demand some stuff, or we can just stop talking about jobs, education, and all of that. They had a chance to get the GED. They didn't want them. They didn't want to pull the pants up. You can't think with them pants hanging off your butt. And I'll be glad when that phase go out of here. Because they cannot think, they ain't think since they start wearing them off their mind. And I'm just telling the truth, and I'm telling what I know. They ain't out right since they've been wearing them pants out there behind. Pull your pants up so you can think. All them wearing them pants down ain't got no GED and ain't got a gun. Now what you need with a gun and you ain't got even GED? You can't know how to handle that gun. You can't. They ain't that easy to handle now. And these rifles, I know they ain't. I know it. I know it. I know it. I done been in the army. I had to come on home too. I like to shot my drill sergeant down off in the foxhole. I ain't scared to tell it because I didn't know what I was doing. He told me get out there foxhole. He was sending my tail home till I grow up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to grow up, I did not know how to handle that gun. Darren kept malfunction on me. When the malfunction on me, I didn't know what to do. I don't even know if I was asleep when they were teaching me or what, but I didn't learn it. And I ain't learned how to handle that. Now I don't need no gun. Because I know what to do. And a lot of them do not know what to do with the guns. They got to get these jokers off the streets and put that. Is anybody willing to go with me and let's start protesting about them putting that curfew law back? See, that's what we need.
Where you gonna
We need
go?
the curfew. We need the light. We need the camera in these lights. They said they got cameras in the lights. Evidently they ain't got none. They telling people to talk. Who know anything about what them boys did on 21st? And if they did, who gonna tell them where them lights at? Where the cameras that was supposed to be in them lights? Ain't got them on, and we ain't got a city council on this side of the city even care.
No, now, you said something right there. Now, it ain't no.
They do not care. They do not care. They don't care. If ain't no cameras in them. All they worried about is them little dollars. They giving them up there to run their mouth for nothing for us. It's time for us to quit playing there and get. You know, I ain't called in a long time, but you know I'm fed up with all this shoes. My granddaughter can't even go outside and practice volleyball with me because she's scared. Who want to live in a fearful neighborhood where they can't even go outside? This ain't no Chicago. This town ain't big enough for no crap what's going on now. It's just too much for me. And it's getting on my nerves. And like I called the mayor today, and he ain't got to say nothing else about that curfew if he don't want to. But I'm going up to the meeting if I had to go by myself. And I'm going to get some folks to go with me because I'm going to keep on getting on Jimmy Lawson till I convince somebody to go with me. We're going up there. He going to put that curfew back in place. Because it would be good at 8:30 the curfew law. These don't gonna need to be on no street. They ain't got no job. Get your butt up in the house somewhere. Watch TV and go to sleep.
Now
What you out here shooting in crowds and folks don't care who you hit for. That ain't right, Daryl.
you're absolutely
It ain't.
right.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
y'all,
not
why can't,
right.
like she said, why can't it be enforced? During the pandemic, it was enforced. You had
That's
to use
what
at that bridge. If you went to Norfolk, you had to have your badge and said you had to be at work at a certain time. And
so
when
what
that was
they
going
didn't
on, the
want.
crime went down.
So they didn't want you because you know what they didn't want? They didn't want their tails to die. That's why they want the curfew. They don't care about us dying until we start caring about us. We can stop talking about jobs and job fair and putting them things up and them folks ain't coming their way because these jokers don't want no job. If you want a job bad enough, you'll get your rake in a doggone shovel and rake leaves and put holes in folks' ground if you want to work. You can do anything to get you $100 if you really want to work and want $100. These jokers don't want no honest nothing. They think they doing it the fast way and getting it the fast way, and they got more brains. Ain't even got. After a while, you know what's gonna happen to us, Dallas? We don't stop this.
Tell me.
Ain't gonna have no grave spaces.
Hmm.
We ain't gonna have no grave spaces. You hear what I'm saying? We ain't gonna have none there because where you gonna go? They're gonna be piled up after a while. They almost piled up now. We got to stop this ourselves, and it got to start with us.
Well,
Ain't nobody else gonna love us like we love ourselves.
let me give
We
you
fight against each other. If one of us doing something, we want to tear each other down. We want to put each other down. We want to cut each other down. But we ain't caring nothing about our own self and each other. And how you think they gonna care? They ain't gonna come over here and care about us. We don't care. You want to blow each other's brains? Blow one right now. Blow each other's brain out every night. And we're gonna sit right up in here and have our meetings. Keep talking about nothing.
Can I give you a little
And we,
knowledge?
huh?
Let me give you a little knowledge. Let me give you a little
That's
knowledge
what
about the curfew right quick.
Yep. But I thank y'all for your time. But we got to get on here. We got to get this curfew back in place. Until we get it back in place, they're gonna be doing the same thing over here on the west side.
Okay.
Old folks can't sleep. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me just say something about it. Like you said, Veronica, there's a curfew mostly aimed at juveniles, which is 17 and below.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday through Thursday, they should be
10
in
o'clock.
by 10 o'clock. On Friday and Saturday, it is 11 o'clock. Now,
11 o'clock.
if there's a school activity or they're working at a job, they must be, show proof. And also, here's what a lot of people don't, there are loopholes to all kinds of things. I'm in the
Yep.
car. I'm in the car with my brother or my cousin that's 18 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm 15 and he's 16, but there's an 18-year-old in the car with me.
Mm-hmm. The
So
loophole.
there's the loophole. Um, and we going home. So police ain't finna follow you all the way home. It ain't enough officers right now to enforce. What the mayor probably gonna say, we have a shortage of officers, which they still do, in which they got a new pay raise the other day. So glad they did. But there's not enough officers to enforce what hold on, Kai. There's not enough officers to enforce the rules of the curfew when it comes to that. And then at the same time, um, they just passed the law. So do you think the officers won't want to won't they just passed the rule that if you get caught with marijuana in the second degree, they can write you a citation. So that that tied up an arrest, a simple arrest like that ties up an officer's time anywhere between, and I'm talking about a simple arrest for Palm 2, an hour to hour and 15 minutes. A juvenile curfew violation can tie up an officer about 3 to 5 hours. Here's why. One, there's nobody at home to come and get Ray Ray or Jamaica from the police department that's responsible. Either because mama and them out clubbing, not answering the phone, at bingo, or at work. So that could tie up an officer time for just 1 to 2 kids underage that need to be probably patrolling, that officer that need to be patrolling um, the community or being seen in a more viable situation. In other words, even if you had officers to 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 heavily patrol these areas, and you want them to enforce the curfew, there again, you're taking the officer off the street because he gotta try to see what TT supposed to be and Riri and John John what they supposed to be at that particular time. So now he can't do his job on his beat. He can't be seen. He can't be in an area to probably prevent. And there's not enough juvenile officers. So she's correct when she said one thing. The system need revising.
Mm-hmm.
There's some needs that the system need revising. The jails are the jails are overcrowded, and every week they're trying to get rid of people that in jail because the state ain't picking up prisoners. They're supposed to be serving state sentences. Um, The jails are overcrowded with mental health issues. There's no mental health facility. We talked about that already. That offering treatment. Now, remember, people are saying people don't need to be locked up with mental health issues. They need treatment. Well, we don't have a treatment facility. Social workers, caseworkers, psychiatrists, nurses, and doctors facility here that can help over 10 people at one time. And you're in the capital of mental health. Tuscaloosa is the capital of mental health, if you ask me, next to Montgomery, Mobile, Huntsville. But we are the capital of mental health, but there's not a treatment facility. In other words, yeah, you got Bryce Hospital. Yes, you used to have Partlow. Well, I guess you still got Partlow. But these are not locations that you want to take minor offenses in
Yeah,
mental
that's Taylor
health
Hardin, right?
in the same location. So what now, Mike?
I think that's Taylor Hardin where you want to take the.
Those are for the felon, like murder evaluations and stuff like that. I mean, I used to work at Taylor Hart.
Those forensics, yeah.
Those are for forensic evaluations. So we need a facility that's for people for treatment for mental health. We need a facility for treatment for drug usage. Um, to even get people from the county jail. We need to we need the federal, not the federal. We need the state facilities to take their responsibility and come and get people out of the county jails. And you find like so many of us saying, "How this man made a bond? Why they put this man out on bond and he just killed somebody?" Well, you have a right to do that. You have a right to make bond, but at the same time, you have issues that you can put. I guess you could say stipulations with the bond that they might can obtain go to this treatment facility or this mental health facility for help. So those are things that I keep saying over and over and over. One wheel blocks another. There's so many different blocks behind everything that we're saying, and you hear the mayor always saying, um, those are issues that with our legislators, our governors, our representatives, and some of that situation is true. But we also have, like Veronica say, we have legislators and senators creating issues
hmm
with these gun laws and gun regulations and stuff. These House bills situations. So they create some situations that affect ain't nowhere to put them.
hmm And my thing is, I understand that they may not have the force to do it, but when the pandemic occurred and before it got out of hand, mayors, I think a mayor can impose a curfew without it violating a state law or the governor trying to override it. Now, I know it's on one point with the pandemic thing as far as the mandates and things like that, but if your city, you're the mayor of the city, that's like you're the president of the city. If you see an arising issue, it doesn't have to be something that's permanent. Looks like when the pandemic occurred, there was less talk of a lot of this stuff going on. And I know they can't have policemen everywhere, but there were points, and they don't have to let the public know. But they definitely was close to the bridge. You get over here, you better find somebody you know to stay with. You get over there, you ain't going to work, you need to find somebody to stay with. And it's just temper. Sometimes you can't do things for. It's just like we're talking about having the rallies or whatever. That's it's short term, but it will help to a degree. Well, sometimes you need to slow things down when you see that they're getting completely out of hand. There's been nothing to even attempt to slow it down, and I feel like our force, the police, however many they had, they were getting paid less. I know because they just got a raise, but they were enough out during that pandemic. You people, for some reason, seem to a lot of people broke it, but they abided by that curfew. So why is it that when it comes to the violence, there are reasons not to be able to carry the curfew out, or they like you said, they go through the loopholes because all you have to do is be with an 18-year-old. That was one. I mean, they so smart and they know everything. They never say we don't know anything. That right there was an issue because, like somebody mentioned, people in their 20s are being gunned down. So why wasn't it that you just had to be with a parent? If you were 18 or over, fine, because it was there's an adult. So I guess you just can't. But when we're talking about if you want to address just the teens in general, don't give them the loophole of being with someone 18 when their brother or next door neighbor can be 18. Two or three of them can be out with him. And as we all know, people tend to party and deal with people 2 to 3 years they're junior. It ain't nothing surprising when you see an 18-year-old with 15, 16-year-old or 18-year-old maybe with a 20, 21-year-old because that's just how it goes. And so my thing was that the loophole was the age with that.
Yeah.
Because if you were able to carry it through with the pandemic, I would be coming from work. The roads would be clean. You didn't see anybody walking unless they was walking. Unless they hold on a minute. You didn't see anybody walking unless you was like in your little community or your neighborhood, and they may have been because they was too scared to hit the main roads because they thought a policeman would see them. Like if you was in a little community or whatever, like say for instance McFarland or something, you tried to stay ducked off into them restaurants or them stores till you jumped over to the next community where you was going, and then sometimes even then you might have got asked where you were going, but on McFarland, on Skyline, on 15th Street, you could count the cars at 10 o'clock with people on their way from work 10 to 11 between where they getting off. Well, I say 10 to 12 because people getting off at 11, people going to work at 11. So around there 10 to 12, you could count the cars and there was probably less officers available then. But now it's about violence. They can't do a temporary, they can't adjust the curfew. The age really needs to be addressed because once you say an adult, that's 18.
I think like Tim said, it can be a state of emergency issue because of the violence. I also think that during the pandemic when they did that, the other key part about that was there was literally nothing for them to be able to do. All the parks and stuff were closed down. All the stores were closed down. At one time, Walmart was a 24-hour store.
And it's still not 24 hours. So I still don't really see where it's a big issue. Like everything else is like just now I started to go to Full Moon. They close at 8:30 still. A lot of these places still don't stay open all night. Walmart 11, Target 10, CVS stays open till 11.
What I'm saying is when they didn't have anything else to do, like everything was literally closed at 10. So that was kind of like, But then as soon as they started loosening the reins a little bit, and when they did start loosening the reins, I think the week that they loosened the reins, we had the first shootings over there at Winston's. So they was a lot of people were stuck in the house. They couldn't get out. As soon as they were able to get out, it was just like.
That's when the city has to get involved because, like I said, it's a lot of these businesses that still, hell, they like going home early. They still have not started staying open until 11, 12. Walmart probably never go back to being all night again. They ain't missing that money. So they'll tell me right there, don't nobody never say Walmart don't make no money because Walmart is still open all night and everything has been just basically lit up and Walmart still is closing at 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So that means the city needs to do more of a part. And like she said, what's up, Mayor? Because these businesses, like Mike said, they didn't have nowhere to go. Honestly, they don't have nowhere to go now after 11, unless they're going to CVS or the gas station. And a lot of them Arab stores close. That a lot of them probably stay open until 10, 11, or 12, but a lot of them close earlier than they used to.
The only thing that I see that a lot of young people wind up doing, and they were doing this during the pandemic too, was they wind up at a car wash. The car wash on Skyland, it used to stay packed. It was like a car show out there. And you was like, man, y'all need to be somewhere at the house somewhere. But, I guess they didn't want to draw no attention to it. So they just was there. They wasn't cutting up or nothing, but you had.
But that's what I was just about to say. They probably, but you know what, Mike? They probably had sense enough not to go and not even do nothing because they know they weren't even supposed to be there.
And that's exactly what I'm getting at. And most of the folks, they go to the car wash, they open up their trunks and they doors and play their music, and they won't even play it that loud and keep an eye out.
Cause like that Blanchett said here, they was ready to get out. It was like they had been tied up and trapped. They was ready to get out, so they was even ready to even open to being peaceful. Or either just they knew who they was with. You know what I'm saying? They knew who they was hanging with.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, it can be a state of emergency, but does he really have to even be, unless that's the technical way he has to do it, fine. But does it really have to be a state of an emergency? Right, but does it really even have to be declared a state of emergency when the people, the businesses are closing early anyway? You know what? Because a lot of times the business be like, I'm not closing early. It's my right to stay open because it's my business. But after that pandemic, a lot of businesses have still they might have stretched their hours by an hour or two. Like I said, Full Moon. Like we was ready to go down there a minute ago. They closed at 8:30. Walmart closed at 11. Target closed at 10. No later than 11 on Friday and Saturday now. So and then like you said, so if they got to go to a gas station or places like that. But my thing is, whatever they did during the pandemic, if they did go to a car wash or whatever, they didn't draw attention to themselves. And when you go up and down these main roads, you could count the cars that you saw. And so it may not stop it permanently. It might not stop it permanently, but they can do something because of what's like how things are right now.
I think that's the main thing. Like with the amount of police officers they got, if they stick to the main road, that will keep a lot of people. They'll be able to police that curfew a little bit better. But then again, you still got those. It's simply like the pandemic. Yeah, you got, but it's like, but the evidence showed that crime went down. So yes, if they could do it then, nothing. They can do it then. They can do. Why can I not do that now? So if they could do it then, even if it's not as successful, any success is something.
Well, that's a question I guess Miss Blunzell Jemison gonna ask the mayor. Can he cause a uh, is it legally doable that you put a certain section of the town on a curfew? And then
I don't think it should be a certain part. It should be the whole entire town. It should be Tuscaloosa City, all in itself.
man, you
All
talking
7 districts.
listen,
It should be that. You're
but
definitely correct about that. But
that ain't gonna happen, that boss.
in the past, that ain't been the problem. I remember they did the first one up, and we was at the store. We was at the Bruno's parking lot. It was myself and a bunch of friends of mine. We was all just chilling in the parking lot. So was a group of white kids. So when the police pulled up, they wanted to run us off and didn't say nothing to them. But we stood up and said, wait a minute. We got to leave. They got to leave too. This ain't no curfew just for us. It's for everybody.
Well, first of all, they can't do a curfew. How y'all doing this, Tim? Number one, they can't do what y'all talking about. That's illegal. That's illegal. Period. Number two,
they attempted to institute it then, though.
Yeah, we're under a curfew now.
We didn't.
Number two, you should not nobody should be talking about doing nothing like that. Period. Because that's dictatorship. It don't matter.
We're under a curfew now. But we're under a curfew now. Yes, I mean legally down there at the board. They can't say it's illegal because if Birmingham is done, they might not be imposing it.
Only cover a certain age when you're talking about a curfew.
Well, that's what we've been talking about tonight, though.
But this is what you got to understand. This is what y'all don't be understanding. The same thing I tried to tell y'all last time about guns. Just for a minute. If I'm still in the street, you think I care about a damn curfew?
If I'm breaking the law, what do I care about a curfew? We gotta get for real and start. You know what I'm saying?
But we just got through talking about the curfews that work and why and
no,
how. And it should not matter.
The
it should not matter that it's a pandemic.
Everybody was
because
scared.
he can do
Everybody was scared of the pandemic. Nobody knew what was going on. So
if you look at them jokers wasn't scared of no pandemic because when they was out, they wasn't even wearing masks.
Listen to me. Break the laws for what? You know how much money people was getting.
I'm just saying no one person has the right answer every time, Tim. What I'm saying is it has worked for this city. But the problem that is why it's not working now is because they're not even trying to impose it.
Why? We
knew the reasons why.
Type money that people was getting during the pandemic.
We knew the reasons why.
Money they was getting.
So we know you got solutions, Tim. We know the reason
why. If I'm
getting
all this legal money, if I'm getting all this legal free money from the government, what I need to be out there for?
Well, those people, the people that's committing these crimes, they wasn't getting no money. The people that committing these crimes, because we know these people too, Tim. We know these people just like you do. These people who are committing no crimes like that, they wasn't getting no money.
Let me tell you what I do know. I do know the same people you talking about that wasn't getting no money. I know half of them. If not most all of them, got 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000, 80, $100,000 right now.
If that was the case, our crime wouldn't be what it is right now.
Why wouldn't the crime be what it is?
If they got that much money,
the only thing we're talking about
crime would not be what it is right now.
Nothing else changed but murder. Everything else is the same as it is.
If he can, as a mayor, and you get into legislation, he can do, like you say, we know Chris and we know what's possible. They can impose a curfew. The curfew is there now. It's just not being imposed.
Not based on crime. They cannot impose a curfew based on crime. They can impose a curfew.
Yes, I don't know a state that had it.
For people that are under 16 years old. They can
age or not. Age wasn't our key issue. What we talked about, young adults are not, the kids are not the only ones getting shot. We just talked about a 21-year-old, 29-year-old. So we said we do have a bigger issue. So we know
if I'm a gangster, what's the curfew gonna do?
The same thing that it showed us, that it already has showed us it can do.
Listen, what you cannot compare.
Was there any other? I can't compare because it doesn't matter that it was a pandemic. It was a curfew in place. It was imposed. It was carried out. I will not compare the way you're saying.
Understanding?
The curfew,
you have to understand people were getting money.
Everybody else understands, just like you understand, Tim. There's different things to this. It's not just no personal. I know the streets thing. It's personal. Tim, these folks out here that's shooting people, if they had $80,000, $70,000, they wouldn't be out here shooting folks.
Now let me say this right here. That is the wild, and I'm not gonna get into that because I'm not, people be. I'm not gonna do
these
all
boys
that.
We've been seeing walk down from that city down there in the handcuffs. They ain't got no $70,000, $80,000, but they wasn't out when they had the curfew, and when they imposed the curfew, they were not out. These young boys we seen with these twigs, these little young, they were not.
What do you mean?
The ones that we're seeing that have been captured.
When the curfew was imposed. You telling me crime in Tuscaloosa stop? So
slow down, slow your roll so you can hear. You talking, but you ain't listening. You want us to listen to you. You want us to listen to you, but you don't want to listen to us. You don't have all the answers. You want us to listen to you, but you're not listening.
I'm talking about facts. I'm not talking about guessing. We're talking about
it went. What we're talking about is the fact is the crime went down, murders went down, all crime went down, all crime went down.
Oh my goodness.
All crime went down.
And you say
I don't know anybody. I don't know. Maybe nobody wants to challenge or tell the truth. But I'm gonna tell you the truth because we've already spoken it. All crime went down.
It wasn't because of the curfew.
Yes, it was because of the curfew. And nobody until now has been afraid to say that because those people who got that, if they got $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, they ain't being arrested. They got somebody doing their dirty work. The people that we be seeing get arrested, these kids. They were not under 16, as you say. They were not getting arrested at the rate that they're getting arrested right now. They were not getting arrested at the rate that they're getting arrested right now.
You still forgetting the whole fact. This is what I'm trying to tell.
I'm not forgetting. You can have. We can agree to disagree because you can have your say. But
we agree
to disagree. But everybody
looking at all of it.
No, we're looking at all of it. We're looking at all of it. You're not the only one who's looking at all of it.
That's all I'm asking you. Tell me why.
Because we get here and we start trying to. Okay, we didn't have it during the pandemic. We didn't have it.
Why do we have 9 bodies on the third
But
one?
you asked another question. You redirecting the question. We were talking about a solution. No, we were talking about a solution, and the solution was okay. Compare now to what happened during the pandemic. Curfew can be a start of we just yes. I'm not saying it's the solution 100%.
Birmingham has had a curfew forever.
What I'm saying, and we have one now, so we know that it's not a perfect solution.
If you have a curfew,
it wasn't imposed. It wasn't imposed. It wasn't imposed. And see, the conversation gets redirected every time. But what we're trying to say is that right now, that's the only thing. What else? Okay, like you said, we've been talking for weeks and weeks and weeks. Everybody been saying the same thing. Nobody has met. Nobody has done anything. Nobody has talked about this curfew. So we working our way through this right now because everything we didn't talk about the money. We didn't talk about the people. But it seems like what I'm telling you is I'm not going to let you defeat me to tell me that the curfew won't help. We already said that the curfew. But what I'm telling you, the curfew is going to help, and that's the only thing we need right now. It's going to keep them. It's going to keep them. If you don't know that, Tim, I'm sorry.
You can explain to me and prove to me that the curfew.
Have you listened to this whole conversation? Have you listened to this whole conversation?
Yes,
have
I
you
have
listened
been
to this whole conversation? Okay, and what we said is that the crime that was going on during that time is not like it is now, and it was not. That is a fact. So you can't always just say, "Oh, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work." You still got to do anything before you know. And the fact is, we know that the crime went down, and that's what we're trying to get to right now. That it goes down. It don't have to work 100%. As long as it goes down, it doesn't have to work 100% because nothing's gonna work 100%. No crime will ever be zero.
Oh, okay.
And everybody on this phone has sat here and said the same thing, but they just sitting here and we've been saying it. It's not there is no perfect solution, but it will go down. It has to be something has to go down.
Let me say my part about the curfew. You say crime went down during the pandemic. Well, of course, crime went down during the pandemic. Number one, everybody was afraid. Nobody knew what was going on. People were dying from the pandemic. So a lot of people were afraid. But they didn't stop leaving out the house until the curfew was out. Hold on. Now, let me tell you something else about the gangsters. About the gangsters during the pandemic.
We know about gangsters too.
A lot of gangsters got paid during the pandemic. You know how? The same way every job right now is talking about they need help so bad. The same way they talking about, and ain't nobody going back to work because whether you believe it or not, whether you know or not, a lot of people got paid. As far as them boys that you're talking about doing the killing, well, we can go back to that too. See, the thing about that is nothing was ever handled to stop retaliation from what was already going on. And the shooting did not go down during the pandemic because they were still banging against each other.
So y'all gonna sit here and just say crime did not go down because you sit here, you're not saying that. And we just got through talking about how much crime went down. There was nobody on the streets. We living in this city right now. We lived in this city right then. I rode up and down these roads going to and from. And I had to have my badge, and the crime was not being reported. Just last week, we had 3 shootings. We had 3 shootings that was talked about, and people got confused, didn't even know what shootings were being talked about. Just last week, almost you could say 2 weeks. During the pandemic, no, at no point where there was no 3 or 4 shootings and we got confused and didn't even know what shooting we was talking about. We had to remind each other. So we didn't say that no shooting happened, but we're saying we would not have no 2, 3. Yes, that is true. This in the city of Tuscaloosa where we are every day. Every day. We're not calling in and getting people getting words from people.
When they first issued out the curfew, we went like 3 months and there was no violence.
Thank you. There was no.
Say there was no murders. Say there was no murder because there was shooting. No.
What we just
I said it right. There was no violence on the streets of Tuscaloosa during those 3 months. The week that they lifted that curfew or actually curfew, they had a shooting at Winston gas station.
And that's what we said the first time something like that happened, and it wasn't black on black. It happened to be the way it was. So we said better. We didn't say zero.
Is Daryl on here?
I'm on here.
Hey, Daryl, let me ask you a question. Do we not have every year, forget the pandemic, do we not go 2 and 3 months, sometimes 4 months, sometimes 5 months without any shootings, without any murders, without what's going on now. Do it not going to stretch. See, the crazy thing is, all these shootings, look at your shootings throughout the year. Look at when they occur each year. Look at the times they occur each year. That's all you got to start to do. That's all you have to look at. Look at the people that's involved each time. Run it all the way down. See, and I'm not trying to be funny, but when I'm saying I do this work, I'm not talking about I walk in those streets. Hey man, this work is the same thing that the police chief have to do. It's the same thing that you got to sit down. You got to have a team. You got to know numbers. You got to research. You got to do a whole lot of stuff to know what's going on. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It only went down because people was getting money. They were getting free money. A whole lot of free
I don't like to laugh at people, Tim, but you do seem like to laugh at people. I'm just gonna have to laugh at that because these gangsters that was shooting down people weren't getting no $70,000-$80,000.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, one thing I'm not gonna do.
You're not, and the one thing you're not the only person that looks at numbers.
I didn't say that, but I'm not gonna get real deep in that because I don't want to expose nobody. I don't want the police to know nobody. But it's one thing I do know. I do know a whole lot of them got a whole lot of money from it, and with the Bitcoin thing, and a whole lot of other stuff.
Ain't nobody really around here killing behind money, so that's why I just can't go with it.
You say ain't nobody killing behind money?
A lot of these crimes is not folks killing behind no money. And you say you look at numbers and you look at statistics and you look at statistics.
You don't think none of these foods got to do with
there you go. You cannot put words in people's mouths. You say none. None and zero.
You said none.
No, it's the tone. You don't think none of that's kind of like saying you don't think it, but it is. So what I'm telling you is that you're not the only statistical person. You're not the only statistical person. You're not the only one going around looking in books, checking things that other people don't have privy to.
You're telling me none of the killings have to do with money.
There you go again. There you go again. You're telling me, but you're asking me. I'm explaining it to you. You don't want to hear it.
Hold on, well, let me say it like this.
You hear it, but you don't want to hear it.
Let me ask you like this. You say I'm telling you, but
you're telling me, but you're asking me, but you're telling me because you don't want to hear it.
Was any of those killings related to money?
Of course, some of them were.
Oh, okay.
But it got better. What you don't want to admit to is that things got better. Everything, believe it or not. Sweet God of Jesus, everything don't revolve around money. Believe it or not.
Nobody said it revolved around money, but what I'm trying to tell you
that's what you always imply. That's what we get every time we try some type of solution. It comes to money.
Wait, let me ask you this. Well, this is all I'm asking you. Sister, every time
I don't think everything is money or not.
So who gonna pay that? So are the cops going? Are the police? Daryl, use the police. Hey, Daryl, are y'all gonna patrol them streets doing curfew for free? Them extra hours? Are y'all gonna do it for free?
Nobody did it for free during the time we talked about.
Daryl.
I don't remember no cop patrolling for free during the pandemic.
Do it cost money for them to do the extra patrol? Does that cost money?
It goes without saying that they have to get paid because that's their job. Their job is to get paid to patrol the streets. If they ain't working overtime, they have to get paid overtime. That
goes like they do for anything else.
And that's any job. If there was private security, if you had to work overtime for private security, you're gonna get paid overtime. When they have to go out there on the university and look over the games, that's overtime. That's more money for them. They get to get paid for that. There is a money aspect to most things, but sometimes these folks they fighting over, hey, you mess with my girl, or
anything.
It's
crazy
things. A lot of different things that sometimes money just ain't what it was.
Just truly not even important.
That everything is not money. When it comes down to it. Now,
not saying that a lot of them aren't about
money. That was put in my mouth. I didn't say everything was money. Somebody else said that. I never said that. So y'all created that part saying everything was money.
You put emphasis on the money.
But what I do know is a lot of those. What I do know is a majority of those shootings. I ain't just talking about the murders. I'm talking about the shootings that's going on right now. A majority of those shootings are behind money, behind people that has been robbed, people that has been got over on, all types of stuff. I know a lot of it got to do with that. I know that. So when we're talking about money, we ain't just talking about no job being worked. There's a whole lot of other problems. And I'm not understanding why do y'all keep thinking and keep saying that it don't take money. I'm not understanding that because you keep saying, people keep saying it don't take money, but you can't get one person. We have not got one person in the last 4 weeks that we've been on the phone. We have not got one person to volunteer no time. Not one person. So how is it going to get done?
But now, with that being said, and to be fair to everybody, no one on this line right now has ever said that it don't take any kind of money.
No, we're not talking about that. Now. We're not talking about that because we know we're discussing. We're the ones that actually trying to get something did now. We're not talking about this. And I'm not talking about neither one of y'all because I know y'all gonna do whatever need to be done if that's what we need to do. But we got to be real now. We talking about we know it's not gonna get done.
We do have some people who don't feel like money is the key to anything. But just even with what you proposing, Tim, yes, your people got to get paid because it's their job to do this, to do what it is that you do, just like anybody else. As far as the community coming in and saying you have, it's one thing to say I'm going to make this sacrifice and not make this money for my family to better the community, and that's basically where people are split down the middle right now. You know, I want the community to get better, but I don't want to take this extra paper out my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's exactly where it is. I mean, that's me not trying to sugarcoat it or anything. Those people that are working these factory jobs, they go into these jobs and they working 10 hours a day. And when you got some of these factory jobs that say, hey, we need y'all to come in and work that day off that y'all supposed to have. Probably 75% of them folks say, I'm gonna go make that money. I can't let that money go. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'm gonna be real about that. But that's not to say that they don't care about their community. But now it's to the point now where it's a scale. Do I need to make this money or help my community? And most times, making this money outweighs helping the community. I'm more concerned with what me and my family gonna be able to do. That was what said at the very beginning of this show tonight. So we got to. I guess the word I'm looking for is get people to reevaluate that scale to recalibrate it so that they can realize that you got to save your community. Why would you want to live in a place that is a war zone, even if you're making good money?
Because money is the solution and money is the problem. That's just one of those things where money is the solution, but money is yet also the problem.
So, but again, why would we? Why? Well, number one, they cannot do the. I mean, Daryl know that they can't impose that. They cannot impose that curfew. That's illegal. There's other.
We talked about that earlier, and Daryl didn't say that was illegal.
Well,
I don't know when you started listening.
What we're trying to tell you is, as of right now, the city of Tuscaloosa has a minor curfew for minors. If you are 17 and under, Sunday through Thursday, you have to be in the house. You're supposed to be in the house by 10 o'clock. On the weekends, that's Friday and Saturday, you can stay out till 11. I think when you go to Northport, that curfew is non-existent. But they're not able to enforce the curfew because of the amount of police officers.
There you go.
That we have in the city of Tuscaloosa.
So in order,
like they said, but when we got the games though,
in order to get more police officers to enforce the curfew, what is it going to take?
Hiring those police officers because they just got raised.
At this point, Tim, I can't say that it's going to strictly be money.
But listen to me, Mike. Is it going to take money? Is it going to take money? That's all I'm asking.
You still
money, though, Mike. We still talking about money. We still talking about money. We're talking about money either way it goes. Because ain't no police on that police force finna go out there and work 9 hours for free. Not now one of them. If you know one, tell them to call me. Name one of them that's gonna do it.
But once again, the part that I don't think you heard me say was is not all about the money, because even though they just got a raise, they still a shortage of police officers right now. It ain't like a whole bunch of people
Nobody wants to be a police officer.
Tuscaloosa Police Department.
And then the other reason, the other reason is because they feel like police don't make enough money to be doing what they doing.
Well, how much money do you think a police officer is supposed to make?
I think my honest opinion is when a police officer come on a police force, once he finished all the training that he get, in my opinion, he need to start off at $75,000 a year. That's my opinion. Come starting off, putting your life on the line, being away from your family, all of that, you should start off at $75,000 a year with the best insurance, with the best benefits, with all that. That's my opinion. I don't think there should be a police officer that should make less than 75, and I think that they pay should go all the way up to at least $200,000 a year. That's my opinion.
Okay. I feel the same way about some of these educators and teachers.
I feel the same way about teachers. I feel the same way about firemen. I feel the same way about all of them.
Exactly, but realistically, is that going to happen?
It can happen.
No, it can't.
It can't happen. It can happen.
It absolutely cannot happen. They absolutely cannot pay teachers over $200,000.
We're not going to make them do something that they failed to do for years.
Hold on. We didn't say pay teachers over $200,000. Now, and I didn't say teachers should make $200,000.
$100,000 either. And they're just as essential.
But listen to what we're saying, Mike. Listen to what we're saying.
Youth in this country.
But listen to what we're saying, Mike. Listen to what we do. We shoot ourselves in the. That's the reason we can never progress. Listen to what we do. And this is what they sit up and laugh about. Listen to what we do. We shoot our own self in the foot. Oh, this can't happen, or we shouldn't do. Huh? What do you mean?
That's what realistic right here. That's what I'm being realistic. If a teacher wants to make that type of money, and even still, they have to go to a private facility. They have to go to a private learning facility to even be able to make a higher wage.
And that's because of the people
cannot make $100,000 because municipalities are not going to be able to make that. That's just being right.
Your superintendent Dario almost made $200,000. What do he do? Nothing. He don't do nothing but make sure black boys get kicked out of school and go to the detention center.
Well, the mayor make almost $200,000 also.
Yeah, but we talking about the teacher now. We talking about in the teaching field now. We talking about Dario.
No, I'm saying, if you're talking about just anybody in particular, that what do they do? The mayor make almost $200,000, and everybody can't be the mayor. Everybody can't be the superintendent. Everybody can't be, in high positions.
Well, what is the thing that well, I'm gonna leave it alone because, like I said, I'm not the type of person I don't do that shooting in the foot before. Hey man, anything. You better go check on some other cities and see that. See, the problem with us is now Walt ain't finna give nothing up. You know why he ain't finna give nothing up? Because you got Negroes that's doing the exact same thing we're doing right now. That's right next to him. Oh, they don't need no more money over there. No, they don't need money. Money ain't the problem. We do it to ourselves. We always saying what we don't need, but we need everything we can get. We need everything. We need everything we can get.
Anything about us not needing extra money. I just simply said that it's not realistic that we're going to.
It's realistic if we put our foot down. It can be realistic. Go march on City Hall. Go pack out the what's the name? The city council meeting. Walt can't make no decision by himself. He got a city council. It's a city council that have to make the decision. Walt don't make no decision by himself, and that's the problem. People have put it on him to as if he's the head man that make all the rules.
No, we actually have not. We sit here and talk all every week.
If only he knew the organizations that have what we think about.
What you say,
If only he knew. If he only he knew what was going on in Tuscaloosa right now. If black, white, green, blue, what's going on with the thoughts on walk.
Oh, trust me, I know. And I
we know, but see, look at the council that we have. That's why we fought so hard. That's why we fought so hard for that majority.
Well, let's do this about the council. Let me do this about the council. See, because I don't like the idea of the council being beat up. You understand? And I'm gonna tell you why. And I know for a fact, because I have people that reach out to me. I know for a fact that they're being bullied. I know for a fact they're being told what to do and what they better not do. Now, all I'm saying is, if you get this information, you get the people behind you, or you be willing to bring in the people that'll do something about it. I'll put it all on the line for you. I'll lay everything down I got. Who said what they said he said, why they won't make no move, why they won't vote no way, but who gonna back them though? Who gonna back them? Who gonna protect their lives? Who gonna protect their family lives? Who gonna make sure they don't get caught up in something that's not even real? That's all I'm saying. It's way deeper than that. And I don't think I'm more than nobody. I don't think I know more. But what I do know is I have always kept a connection with all type of people that I have always dealt with, whether they in the streets down there or whether they high up. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, people just divulge certain information to me because they trust me with certain information, and then they have other strategies. That's all I'm saying. We can talk all that's well and fine, but when will the people do something? People be talking like Walt is God. Walt ain't gonna do this. Walt ain't God. Walt ain't nobody. People act like they scared. We started acting like we acting like some slaves in 1910, talking about, well, we need to do this. We need to. Hey man, that city generate $37 million on a game weekend. That's what the city say. Y'all pay taxes on everything. They treat the house, all type of stuff. When is the people that vote gonna stand up? When is the people that pay the taxes gonna stand up? We ain't got talking about we don't need no curfew. A curfew for what? Don't need no curfew down there. All you need is the stuff that's already in play to be handled. That's all you need. People need to be held accountable for the money that done went out and nothing got done. Same thing we say all the time. Damn near 90% of everybody that they call a murder charge have already been in juvenile trouble or kicked out of school. So when are we going to hold that juvenile department? When are we going to hold that school system responsible for not doing what they were supposed to do to them with them kids? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. See, it's easy. I don't be want to give much away, but each week I give y'all a little bit more. It's easy. Half of them was already on juvenile probation. What happened? But y'all let Walt get up there and blame everybody that didn't do their job, the bail system. No, you sent all that money to the school system because you was part of the school system, and you know when they vote you out, you going back to the school system. So you trying to keep good friends in them. But the school system had them boys before anybody else when their mama said they couldn't do nothing else with them. Juvenile the detention center down there had them boys. You understand? The juvenile probation officer had them boys. So they still turn to juvenile offenders or adult offenders. When we gonna handle that part? I keep telling y'all, hey man, it's not hard to stop what's going on down there. It will take money or time. And everybody have already let us know. They ain't got no time to give. It's not hard. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And all I'm trying to tell you, a curfew won't work. And the reason a curfew ain't gonna work, because if I'm a criminal and I'm already breaking the law, what do that mean to me? Same thing when they make the gun laws. What do I care about a gun law if come on, man. I'm not finna use no registered gun to commit no crime. I'm gonna use a hot gun. I'm not even finna tote a registered gun if I'm committing crime. I'm toting a hot gun. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I don't think I know more than none of that. And like people always talk about, well, you ain't the only person in the street. I'm not, but I'm connected to a whole lot of people in them streets right now. And deal with them right now. I talk to a whole lot of mamas that they call the police, that they call the people when their kids was out of control and they said they need help, and they didn't do that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It takes money, man, because ain't nobody finna give up no time. That's all I'm saying. And you can't ask nobody to donate no time.
All right, y'all. It's 10:30. We can take it up on Thursday.
Keep pushing that issue though, y'all. Cause honestly, it's gonna get real dangerous. It's gonna get real dangerous.
Well, how we gonna protect the people that are scared? We had a lady came on and said they scared. They family shouldn't have to live like that.
Right. I'm saying, but that's the police job, right? Ain't the police job to protect and serve? King walk. Don't he supposed to hear they cry? Don't he supposed to hear they cry and do something about it? Don't the city council support? Well, I can't say the whole city council because I know certain people, a few people on the city council do be trying to do stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Who's supposed to protect that lady that called and said she's scared? You mean like Miss Tasha and them that came up there about they daughter getting mistreated and came up there for some help and was laughed at in front of everybody and turned away? Where the NAACP at? Where the SCLC at? What them organizations in Tuscaloosa that so-called do all this that's been getting all y'all money all these years? And every Martin Luther King Day, they jump up there and want to be Martin Luther King, talking that Martin Luther King talk. So why the lady calling in scared? Why is she scared when you got all these black people that's supposed to be doing all this? Why
Well,
she scared?
I'm gonna have to say Lala has done a whole lot. She do go up there
Well,
and speak fully,
with the exception, I mean, yes, Lala is doing what she can do.
and
She's doing what she can do.
she do
But
speak for the
Lala,
people that
she's
need.
not enough. She can't do it by herself.
I agree with that.
And that's all I'm saying. But there, you know, this I mean, you know, we get out and we already basically know. I mean, we just trying to activate some people, man. And no disrespect to nobody on here. They know we just trying to activate some people. And it's, I promise you, it ain't no disrespect. I promise you, it ain't none. Because I promise you, a lot of y'all just don't know who be doing who for real. It's just, especially when you don't know people personally, you really, really don't know. No, but what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, then I can't. It's just certain things I can't say. But what I'm saying is this here. But that's just it, Tim. There's a lot of things we can't say on here. Right. So we know a lot more than you think we know, and you probably know a lot more than we think you know. I know you know. I know that you know. Yes, I know the internet will be. You know what, the internet will be going out again. I mean, it's just some stuff that you just. And then check this out. Do you not know I was on the city? I was coming on the city website.
I haven't said it. We all know that they have somebody watching this show every time they come on. And so you don't want to tip your hand on a whole lot of stuff because, you know what I'm saying, you give them a game plan. Against,
well, let me tell you this, not even just with their game plan, but let me tell y'all this. And let me tell Daryl and Mike this. Keep doing this every week because I promise you something. I promise you. Oh, the word getting out. You might just see 25, 30 people on here. That's all that's showing up. I promise you. Keep doing this every week. Y'all keep talking the same way. Keep doing what you every week. Because I promise you, it's gaining traction. That's why, I jump on here just to turn it on up, but I promise you it's gaining traction. It's just gonna take a minute. Help gonna come. I promise you help gonna come. It's just gonna take a minute. Because it's seeing that the people, and I hate to say it, our people just ain't going down there. And maybe they tired. Maybe they done lost hope. A lot of people, like I said, are really not concerned if it's not affecting them. But keep doing this right here. Because somebody here to cry now. Somebody here to cry. I promise you, somebody here to cry. They hearing the crying and they watching. So just keep on doing it. And it's gonna, something gonna transpire. I promise you, something's gonna transpire. Just keep on, and you got to keep going. But what I'm saying is, any of the small things that can be done without help or without money, then I guess that's what's gonna have to happen because all this body it's gonna be a bloody summer, man. It's gonna be a bloody summer. I mean, we can't get nothing. What I told y'all, hey, give me a building, pay the light bill, pay all the bills in the building, give me the building, give me some used cars from the car lots or the police places, and I got a few people that'll donate some of their time. I got some men that'll donate some time, but they ain't finna reach in their pockets for nothing because they ain't got no money. So they need buildings. They need all the bills paid. We're gonna need everything we gonna need. Cars, all type of stuff. Can we get that? Since ain't no money and ain't no time. Now if we can't get that, then we don't might as well just leave it alone because that means ain't nobody, and I'm not talking about y'all. That means ain't nobody really interested in trying to stop what's going on.
I think we all came
Because
to
it's
that
gonna take
conclusion.
something, man. It's gonna take something. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna take something, y'all. We can't just keep saying, well, they ain't gonna give us this or they ain't gonna give us. Well, damn, what we gonna do? Just let our community down?
Pretty much. Just to be honest with you. Just to,
What you say?
just to be honest with you, yes. Yes. They just gonna they
Don't say
just gonna
that, man. Don't say it. Y'all don't say that. Don't say that, y'all.
yes,
Don't say
sir.
that. But y'all being heard. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on. I just like to be the other, that other voice. It's gonna take everybody. I mean, like all of us on here, each person different plan. It's gonna take all that. Cause one person can't reach everybody. One person not gonna attract everybody. It's not gonna work that way. It's gonna work exactly the way it's working. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is that if that bag of money dropped on all of us, I promise you, everything stuff will get changed because each person on this phone have their own idea of how something should work. And if you got what you need, whether it's fun or people that's donating time, if each person got what they needed, it would slow down a lot of stuff. Because each person is gonna attack a situation different and gonna attack different situations. And that's what it's gonna take. All type of ways it's gonna take it. Shit, the mental health problem is out of this world with them young boys. Out of this world. Oh, I hope some change.
Well, Tim, we appreciate you calling in, man, and joining the conversation. But I'm telling y'all, it's past my little time right about now.
Indeed. Oh, wait, let me ask y'all this real quick then. What about y'all putting up
Putting up what?
uh, um would a real community forum work where every elected official in Tuscaloosa will be there?
Nope.
Would that work? As a start, could that work?
Nope.
If we can get them to come. Now, what about the builder? Darryl got the builder, even though some of them probably ain't gonna want to come to Darryl, they ain't gonna need that.
Nope.
When I'm saying some of them, some people probably be thinking I'm not talking about Cassius or nobody like that. I'm talking about Walton. Some of them ain't gonna want to come, but you voted them in. So that's what I'm saying. Can you put some on like this? The people on the phone, can we put some on like that? Where they have to be there and the community come out so we can get answers? If they would come, more than likely they won't come. But this is what I'm saying. These are people that's voting in office. And we have to start to remember that they are not our bosses. And I think that's the problem because we're treating them as if they are our bosses. No, I'm legitimately just based on like I have reached out to like I probably interview Walt more than anybody. Mm-hmm. And now he won't take any one of my calls or anything. You understand what I'm saying? I believe you. I know. So what I'm saying, it ain't about that. It's about what I'm saying. He not buying my lip service right now. So I can't be charismatic and I can't just tell them something and they. So if you lose that power over you, he don't want to come around you. As long as he feel like he can sell you sell ice to an Eskimo, he'll come around you and sell you all the ice you want. When you ain't buying no more, then he becomes scarce. And you know what I'm saying? The head leads the rest of it. That's all I can say. So not all of it, but you know what I'm saying? The rest of the city council follows suit. So basically, damn near lost cause. Damn near hopeless. Is that what we saying? It's damn near hopeless. Hey, I'm willing to try it. Well, I know all that. I know y'all will. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all will. But I know he ain't.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people not happy in this city. It's a lot of people, and it's not just us, Tim. It's a lot. It's not even our class. It's a lot.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. With it being all the way across the board, are y'all telling me that we can't force even with the other people? Are you telling me we can't force the hand no type of way?
Unless
Do we not have enough power?
I will tell you like this, Tim, and this is the truth. I feel like if they showed up, and I'm saying they, I mean everybody, the mayor is and some city council folks, if they showed up, it's going to be such a short time limit on how long they can stay because they have got to be somewhere. Yep. and they gonna be looking at their watches and clocks the whole entire time. And, well, I got to go.
That's the zoned out.
What they're going to do.
Let me ask y'all something. Listen. What church does Walt go to?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe if we found out what church he went to and we went to holler at his minister, told his minister, well, we ain't got to tell him because he know what's going on, and we need this man at this meeting.
If my memory serves me correctly, it's First Baptist downtown.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, is that a route we can go?
We can go to city council. Yeah. If you want to talk to Walt. But I'm just saying
No, I'm talking about there where we can really,
it ain't
well,
gonna
we
happen.
see how that go. Yeah, we see how that go. They even got me blocked from coming on when the city got their thing going on the city website when they having their little meetings. They got me blocked.
You probably can now. Yeah, they do that after so many comments during a meeting. But you probably can.
What they call a hot topic.
Yeah. After you do so many on a particular topic, and especially when you get at them, they'll go ahead and block you. But you should be able to on the next one. Now if they done block you from coming in. Period. They done blocked you. I don't think they block you altogether, but they will block you from making so many comments.
Like they took the showdown those last time. But no, y'all.
And just the people out there, when we raise our voices, like they always say, this is like we at our wits' end. You were busted, disgusted. This passionate conversation is not no anger. Because they want to know that you're not on one accord. We on one accord, but we got to be passionate. We got to be passionate amongst ourselves to know that we're passionate about what we're talking about.
And y'all be careful. And I always stress it to y'all. Be careful, man. I mean, all Daryl ain't got nothing to worry about, but y'all be careful. Like for real. Be careful. Because, hey man, y'all really been lighting the fire. But be careful. Be careful. And I'm back. I back y'all I ever talk. But I just some need to be. I mean, I don't know. I'm putting a little bit of hair I got out because I don't even know.
Well, y'all, I appreciate everybody chiming in tonight. Chime in with us on Thursday. Stay safe. Hopefully nobody get killed within the next couple of days.
Exactly. For those of y'all who ain't got nothing going on tomorrow night and you just want to have a good time, go on out the stage and check out the premiere of Save the Date 20XX. We're gonna have a good time. Once again, there's gonna be great specials out there. DJ Tank tonight is gonna be on the ones too. What is it? Stage. Formerly Good Time, formerly Prime Choice. So y'all go out there and check them out. They got 2 bars up in there. So and coming real soon, they're gonna be serving they're gonna be having their lunch menu. But food will be served tomorrow night also. So they're gonna have the full menu as well as the full drink menu. But also drink specials going on tomorrow night for happy hour. So while we're shooting the show. So y'all come on out there and check it out.
And I'm with the best, man. Y'all be safe.
I said, hey, another thing, hey, man, I guess we all just got to, for real, keep praying, talking to God, and just hold on. Like I said, I think something coming. I think something coming. I think a little something gonna come. I'm gonna bust some things up. It's probably gonna take a while. Oh, but it's coming.